feels like home.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true, you're a pal and a confidant. I'm not ashamed to say, I hope it always will stay this way. My hat is off, won't you stand up and take a bow? And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, well, you would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend.
Because now I have my own apartment to myself. It's the first real house or apartment I have ever owned. Not really owned, because I still have to pay rent.
Greg was the administrator, Nancy Ullum was the spirit, and she captured what Wood Lane is all about, not just residential, but the school, the industries, and everything. She had the spirit to recognize the abilities in individuals, to understand what the families experience, their joys, their downs, and so on. And she could work with everybody, the individuals who are the residents of the group homes and their families, and every time she would be involved with them, their day just got better.
Yeah, she had housewarming parties for people. She had wedding showers for people. She lived life with people. Yeah.
You didn't even have to see her in the building. All you had to do is hear her laugh.
Back in the early 80s, we still called the people that we worked with clients. And when I met Nancy, she was politically correct before there was even such a thing. She called them men and women, the adults that we worked with. They were always men and women. Yeah. And that just set a tone with families and with everyone, I think. That struck me immediately with her.
Stopped in on major projects that I would be working on throughout the years, always smiling, and left saying, oh, by the way, the residents of this home expect the absolute best possible job that can be done. And she goes, I'm sure you're up to the challenge, aren't you? And I would always say yes.
Hugely regulated.
Well, and all the Medicaid homes, it's very
Right.
hard to come up with a compromise between the Medicaid regulations and safety and choice.
Right.
And she was always great at talking to the
She could schmooze
the
a surveyor.
surveyors.
But she came up, like, for instance, well, how do you ensure that diets are followed? Well, we have a dietitian and we have this and we have that. Well, how? I don't see any measuring cups. And Nancy said, well, we use the scoop method.
It's just right on the top. Scoop method. It's like,
So it took the surveyor a couple visits to figure out the scoop was who took the lid and went scoop.
He helps me get a job. He's funny all the time.
You worked for Don.
Oh, Lord. I have no idea.
Okay, let me hear something down.
Birth, until today,
got to know her kids and how much she cared about them. But, gained an appreciation for Don, because everybody has stories about Don. But I knew there had to be something really good about Don for her to put up with him, because he is a very interesting fellow. But he's also, again, once you get to know him, you really appreciate his, but, the kids, they were, still are, just, it's wonderful to keep in touch with them and know how they're doing, and same as Don.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true.
Thank you,
You're
Nancy.
confidant. I'm not ashamed to say, I hope it always will stay this way. My hat is off. Won't you stand up and take a bow?